your bestie. Today we are brought with one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. One of many, the one closest to my heart. I am bringing on my husband, also known as Royal Mac TV, here on the YouTube platform because he wanted to talk about relationships, gaming, and mental well being and all the in betweens. Say hello, Leroy, or should I call you Royal Mac in this?
Hello, YouTube, and everybody part of my lovely white Charente channel. I am Leroy, aka Royal Mech TV. I primarily work in doing TCGs such as Digimon, Cardfight Vanguard, and video games, and I love anime. So that's a little bit about me. I do stream. Things have been a little rocky on my end for a couple weeks. I plan to get back into that as soon as possible, but that that is a little bit about me, and I'm glad to be here today. And yes, I am the wife. I am the husband.
Wait, wait, pause, pause, pause. That's all I'm gonna say is pause. I love you so much. You are hilarious. Okay, so how I thought about doing this is asking you some questions and maybe,
Okay.
seeing how the comments help us in this conversation while we're talking about gaming, relationships, and mental well being. Are you ready?
I'm ready, and I'm ready to be open.
Okay, I told y'all before I'm not Steve Harvey, so I don't got cards or a teleprompter, as my husband will say. But I do have my phone that does have the questions that I'll be presenting today. And the first question for you, Leroy, is what are your favorite video games to play with your partner?
Well, video game wise, honestly, we don't have one we play together. Um, Most of it is just playing card games like Uno. We don't really have a video game we play. Um, Honestly, I think our characteristics don't really jive for the same types of video games. The closest thing we could say we do together that is close enough to a video game is our random time we play Pokemon Go together.
Big facts. You got to teach me a lot in that game. And I get some of y'all, it's basic game mechanics, but I am not a gamer. I have not tried to ever play games like that. So I really appreciate your help with that because that is the game that we do play together more routinely than we do Uno, like more than we do Uno, way more. So my next question for you is you have a job, if I'm not mistaken, right? I know you're my husband, but I have to ask you this question for the people that don't. You have a job, yes?
Yes, I do.
You're a
I
husband as
work
well,
as
right?
a yes,
Okay. And then you also have someone that you take care of besides your wife, right?
yes.
Okay. So, based off all of that, okay, that you just let people know what you have. How do you manage your stress and prioritize your mental health in this relationship?
Um, Honestly, when it comes to overall stressing, I do definitely try to keep it to myself, where it doesn't apply to everyone and it's more of an internal struggle. Um, and then on the internal end, that's when I just switch over to some sort of a video game to either forget about it, to not focus on it anymore, or use it as a form of venting when in playing the video game because it allows me to get my hands on something, to have my mind focused on something else, or not focus on something altogether.
So what I'm hearing is you use video games as a way for you to drop the subject so it's not as passionate as when it first triggered you or whatever
Correct.
it is that's causing you the stress. Okay, just making sure I'm understanding, comprehending over here. Um, and then my second question would be in regards to the video games. I hear a lot of parents I would say talking down about video games, their child, their teenager, their young adults, their adults, if you will, and how they're harmful to the mental well being of the person. My question to you is, you've been gaming, I think you since you were in your toddlers, if I'm not mistaken. Do you believe in that statement saying that it doesn't help with the mindset?
I strongly disagree when it comes to people saying that video games are bad mentally for kids. The issue more comes with, and I know people won't want to hear this, but a lot of it does come to raising of the children. Because if you are a parent who is very detached and you're not looking into what your kids are doing, you are 100% going to see a lot of negative outcomes with gaming. Because if a kid does not know the separation from reality and fantasy, no matter what they
Mhm.
play, they're going to think fantasy is reality, and they're going to think they could do everything in the game and then transition it to real life. A lot of people had issues originally, unlike now, with a lot of first person shooters. Those are games where
Mhm.
you're primarily in a first person view, and you're primarily using guns. Most people will know of the game Call of Duty. Um,
Yep.
a lot of people back then, during the early ages of games like Call of Duty, Halo, one of the grandfathers, Doom, and even 007 games back when GoldenEye was a thing. Um, a
I love
lot of
that game.
those, a lot of those games got a lot of flack for being shooters because if they thought, oh, this is going to push kids to be shooters. Now, one kid did move over to being a shooter, but they realized it wasn't gaming was just a disconnect, was a connect for him. And because no one was paying it, nobody interacted with him family wise, and he was getting bullied at home, his only venting
Mhm.
was gaming, and he didn't. There was no connection between gaming is fantasy, gaming is fantasy and for decompression compared to it's not what's real. And so he ended up doing a mass shooting. But that
Mhm.
wasn't just, oh, it was all gaming's fault. No, it was actually he didn't have his parents around. They weren't proactive in his life. The teachers around him weren't proactive in his life when he was screaming for help. And so he went with what he knew.
Oh. That's that's a very fair statement. I know that you like talking and advocating for children being able to have multiple coping mechanisms that are healthy for them, but I also understand the part where the adult has to come in and help them with the processing of information. There's so much information going on at all times that it can be kind of confusing for a child to completely understand the ramifications or the consequences of what they're actually viewing and or hearing. Um, so I have some more questions. Back to the phone.
Mhm.
So, um, mm, mm, mm. Okay. How do you strike a healthy balance between gaming and other aspects of your life that contribute to a good mental health, like sleep and exercise?
Um, Exercise wise, I would say there is a slight healthy combination between hobbies and gaming, especially now. There is a lot more hands-on, such as like the Wii. You can do things like DDR at your area's local arcades if your area still has some. I know in
Dance
our
Dance
area,
Revolution.
yes, Dance Dance Revolution. Um, Built especially if they're in your local area at your malls and the arcades. That is actually a really good workout. It will break you a sweat. Trust me, I actually enjoy it. Um, and then outside of that, Pokemon Go, once again, that definitely combines working out as well as actually going outside. Um, because a lot of like the best places to deal with events in that are at like your local parks or even local tourist attractions, and it just makes it actually a fun experience. And then depending on certain like anime franchises, they also have games. Like for me, I have my Digimon Vital bracelet. As I don't have it on right now, but this is a pedometer, and while doing the pedometer, it also can keep track of me doing certain workouts. Where when I meet a certain threshold, it meets certain guidelines for one of my Digimon to have um, to evolve to their proper staging of what I want. Now, sometimes I cheat it, but that's because how my schedule is to get what I want within the proper time frame. But normally, I would have this on my wrist. I will do the necessary workout, grind the points necessary to get what I want.
I like that. I will say I was first very confused, y'all, when he presented this to me. I was like, "What do you mean you're gonna game on your wrist? Make it make sense." I don't get it until he brought it home. And to me, it gives the feeling of a Tamagotchi. That is the feeling that it gives me the vibe of like back in the day. Hey Naomi and John, no, no, absolutely not. No, he would have a conniption. My husband does not believe in that site at all. Just gonna be honest, and I'm gonna be real. The worst I'm gonna
None.
get is a Patreon. That's as far as that's gonna go, a Patreon. And that's just going to be for reactions live that we're not gonna have no issues with on this platform. Okay? That's it. Try Jesus. Thank you. Moving on. Wait, actually, here we go. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna put up. This is why I have cards next to me, y'all. I ain't about to play with you. Okay. So, ooh, this is a really, really good one. How have video games or gaming helped you connect with others who are also focused on mental health awareness?
Um, Connecting to people who are focused on mental health awareness, no.
Hmm.
But more often than not, I do. There is a gaming franchise that I have connected with a lot of people talking about psychology. Ironically, and no, I'm not a psychology major whatsoever in any sense of the word. For those of you who don't know, there's a game franchise that actually is twofold. It has two branches. It's called Shinigami Tensei. Um, the For the West, most of us know of the Persona franchise. They are under the same banner, um, and those games deal with the philosophy of the persona, the id, and the shadow. And each game franchise actually deals on top of that understanding of the human psyche, other things. One of the most recent ones that got a re-release and a complete remake was is called Persona 3 Reloaded. That game primarily deals with how facing death in your daily life, and each character has experienced some form of death around with their loved ones, and each of their characters are actually grow from having to interact with that sense of death. Um, One of my favorites out of the Persona franchise, which came out like 2 years ago, was Persona 5, where they focused on individuality and what that means in aspects of living in society where there are rules and guidelines. And then the granddaddy of the big three of them is
Hmm.
Persona 4. And that one deals with truth and lies and being true to yourself. So,
I love that. I think it's interesting that I can say things from they call it the East versus what's in the West. In the East, they have a lot more of a holistic approach to how they create games. I can say that just based off the video game trailers and descriptions that I see, they are really looking at the whole human being and trying to incorporate that somehow. Yes, they have some aliens in some of them, but that does not mean that they're not drawing from similarities in this human reality that we have. So I will say, just as a trying to get to understand my husband this year, we actually went to Level Up Expo together
Yep.
for 3 days, right? I think it was 3 days.
Yeah, we went through. We
hmm
went through for all three.
I will say this is that during that experience, I got to try a couple of things. I do have things next to me. One, I got to try what are these called? Lyrical Mysterio trial startup deck for Vanguard. And then I got to also try Union Arena. And this deck, what should is
Hunter,
Hunter
Hunter.
X Hunter or Hunter Hunter. Sorry, I forget not to say the X. But this game was a lot harder to learn as a newbie compared to Vanguard. But also, I also tried what was it? It was oh my gosh, it's
Universes.
orange. Universes. That game was very much more intuitive and a lot more fun only because of how much customization you can add to your deck. I thought that was absolutely amazing. Um, so I had a lot of fun getting to do that, getting to connect, figuring out that my husband knew someone that I recently met and was talking to from the creative side of things. And it was just really, really cool just to see everyone come together to show their love, their passion, as well as connect with different vendors at that experience. And if I'm not mistaken, too, we tried the Tesla Loop together. That was fun.
Yes, it was.
hmm Back to my Steve Harveyness. Okay, 1 second, please. Okay. Uh,
What up,
how do
Colin?
you? Oh, hey, Colin. Oh, hey, Colin. I have not talked to you in a long time, sir. And hey, Kiki. I'm glad that you're able to make it, love, and I hope you're feeling better. Um, so my question to you, and I'll say this: if anyone has questions for him, drop it in the chat. I'll stop and we will answer your questions. Okay. But until that time, Leroy, how do we respect each other's gaming preferences and boundaries when it comes to time spent playing or type of games?
um. Well, we really don't honestly have a boundary. We both just are conscious of each other's overall schedules. Um. Primarily, since you're the more overall busy of the two of us, primarily most of my time after taking care of housework that I can get done and checking in on you, making sure you've eaten and all of that. Most after I've done all my work, my playtime is pretty much the rest of the time. Um, until you need me for something, and then I get up and just do. But we don't really have like a isolated time. It's just more of a whenever everybody's free, they do their own thing. When you want to have your decompression time, I'm usually gaming then too. So there's not really a barrier. We just know when it's time for us. We just put everything down and it's us. Not really a There's not really a set schedule. We just go with the flow.
Some big facts. I see no holes in that. Absolutely at all. Colin asked, "How are you?"
I'm doing well, working, schooling, still 5 years married in the game, going towards six.
I am
I
29,
I am
and you
31.
are. There you go. And then we have a bandit here who is 2 years old and who's deciding to sit in front of me right now, which is why my hand is moving. Um, okay. Let's see here. Um, I will say I stay busy, so I'm just accomplishing my goals. I am done with three of my five goals for this year, and so I think everything is going well in my life right now. Um, let's see here.
Thank you, God is
Okay.
him. We do luck. God blesses.
Thank you so much. Big facts. Big facts. Okay. Like, I'm grateful and thankful. I am grateful and thankful. Um, okay. So this question I have to modify the best way I can. So mm, do you think it's better for couples that one does is a gamer and one is not, that they try to play competitive or cooperative gaming? Which one should they try? Which one is better for them to try?
Being being that if both parties aren't gamers, you're better off playing cooperative compared to single versus gaming, because you're able to connect better in a co-op game than you are versus, especially if both of you are competitive, which we are. um it's definitely better play cooperative, or even go one step lower than co-op gaming and just do a single player game. Especially because a lot of single player games are more heavy story driven compared to just randomly do what you want to do. So it at least gives you guys some sort of conversation piece to do as well while playing. Even if, and in my aspect, if I'm playing a game that's heavily story driven, majority of the time I'm playing, she's just watching and being absorbed in by the story pieces and asking
That's what I have
questions.
to say. Yeah. I literally just sit behind him asking questions. Say hello to the doggo. No licking the face. Please, no licking the face. Hey, bandit.
Bandit.
Stop. Okay, sir. Okay. So my question to you is this. Have we ever faced any challenges related to gaming in our relationship, like addiction or unhealthy competition? And if we did, how do we overcome?
Um, Unhealthy competition, no. I would say addiction, more of failure on my part to properly time manage.
I
Um,
remember those. I
it's
remember
more,
those.
it's been more of an issue of time management more than it's been about um actually just playing games. Because my wife, lovely wife, can attest. I'll get off a game pretty easily unless I'm engrossed. But a lot of that's also because I'm not told there's something going on, or she doesn't tell me there's been a change in what she's wanting to do. So I will be stuck. I could be engrossed in a game for hours without her telling me anything, or for minutes. But it's more of, if I don't know, I don't stop.
Oh yeah, or his phone is literally, I think sometimes on D&D, because I've had experiences where I would call him, I would text him, I would not hear back for hours, and the place that he's at is closed, and I am very confused as to what in the world is going on if the gaming location is closed and he's not answering his phone. Like, I remember us going through that, and I can say I was very frustrated at that time. And did I communicate that well at first? No, absolutely no. Did I figure it out eventually how to communicate it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually. Sometimes it takes a minute to let the frustration go and really realize what you're exactly asking for, and asking for that specifically without giving so much like additional room for someone to assume anything. So I
Yep.
can say that. He's breathing hard. He had a whole moment outside. You just didn't hear it. Okay, I need you to figure out your life. What do you want to do? Okay, so while I have the hound, do, 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 can you share a funny story or something lighthearted about your experience doing gaming?
Um, Funny thing about what my experience during gaming. Um, I think the funniest thing I have about my experience gaming is the factor that I can just meet random people doing it, meeting randoms, uh having a end up having like a full length conversation. Never knew this person, but because we play the same games, we feel like we've known each other for years. It's gaming. Honestly, gaming as a whole, just in general, is just fun. You meet so many people, you connect with so many people. There's not really there in all honesty, in its purest form, there's no negative to gaming. It's just a matter of the person themselves. The activity is perfectly fine. It's when it's the outside interference, it's the outside influences that turn it from a pure, innocent, enjoyable activity to things that just cause craziness.
Big facts. Big facts. And that brings me to a question that I probably should ask you, especially when it comes to gaming and friendships and building squads. Is if you are gaming and you're playing and you're doing as a coping mechanism, but you have someone that calls themselves a friend who is digging at you, picking at you, trying to make you angry, and they're having full on yelling moments. My question to you is, how do you protect your mental well being when you're experiencing something like
Um, it's actually different per person and well, just the person in general. Um, Majority, if I'm getting it from a guy, that's majority just that's just dude talk. Like there's there's nothing there's no changes there. This is just dude talk. They're gonna yell at me or whatever while we're playing anyway. So they could be joking, they could be serious, but majority of the time that's just dude talk. It comes with the territory. Um Depends on the other end though. Usually around with female gamers, it's not as much of I don't really have much to say on that because it's just primarily interact with guy gamers in more completely because that's where that most of the games I've played I've either been introduced to because of a friend or that's how I made a friend.
that? So I will say this. Hmm. We right now are talking about gaming, relationships, and mental health well being, all wrapped together into one. This is actually my husband, Leroy, who's also known as Royal Mech on this platform. And then I'm holding our dog Bandit because he wants to be held right now. But that's what we're talking about is just this topic and from different point of views. If you have any questions that you'll like to ask, continue asking them. Are more than willing to answer as long as they're appropriate. I will throw that one out
That
there.
part.
Yeah. Um, what else would I ask you? Okay. From my knowledge point, you are in a couple of different groups. And if I'm not
Right.
mistaken, there have been times where you have talked to me and said, someone's going through a mental health crisis and I gotta go. So, my question to you is, when that happens, how are you showing up as a friend to them?
Well, normally, I end up just putting down what I need and talking. Especially with a lot of my friends out here. If they need me because they're having an emotional breakdown or having some sort of just turmoil going on mentally too. I just stop what I'm doing. If I'm able to go, I will get up and go. It's happened a couple times within like the past 3-4 months where I had to literally tell you I gotta head out. Friend wants to meet at such and such restaurant because they want to talk, and it was and that's just how we and I helped them with their situation. They were dealing with a breakup slash not knowing what to do with their interaction with a female friend. So I had to talk to them about that. Others have had things where they just haven't felt their best and felt like they were worth anything. And I've had to talk them off the theoretical ledge. And usually I just try to keep my ear open and be that shoulder for people who need it.
I didn't know that. So sorry. Sometimes he doesn't tell me what actually happens in his conversations. So just to hear that someone was even on a ledge or a cliffhanger, if you will, it my heart goes out to them. Like, because I understand what that feels like, and it's not a good feeling. If you are feeling like that, there is a national hotline out here in the United States that you can text or you can call, and it's 988 if you are having those thoughts at all. Please seek help because we do want you to be here. The world's not going to be better without you in it. So, thank you. Please seek help immediately. Don't pass go because you are super important. I just want you to know that. And Evelyn, how are you doing today? Because here I see Evelyn came through saying what's going on and asking for a shout out. Hey, girl, hey. Um, let's see. Do I have any other questions for you? Oh, mm, hmm. So we decided to test our relationship one time, and we played. What was the name? Was it called Uno Attack, or was it called
No,
Uno?
it was uh Uno No Mercy.
Y'all, I'm competitive. Please know I am competitive. I know I'm not a gamer, but I'm competitive. I went after him. I went after him. We stacked on stacked on stacked to where it got so bad that it was like plus 40. Plus 40. Okay. I will say one thing that I love about my husband is he knows how to have fun in very healthy ways. At the same time, he has a family that he comes from that likes gaming as well. So when we go over to their house, one of our favorite games to play is Uno. Not it could be dominoes, but it's Uno. Uno's the first one to go. So much so, I think we they have the Giant, they have No Mercy. I have BTS, and I believe you have the regular version. Um,
Yeah, we
yeah,
just have random Uno decks everywhere between two different households.
yeah.
Three
I
actually, because
just,
I think you're no, just between two. Because my parents not only have the big giant version, they have Uno Flip,
oh yeah, they
No
do.
Mercy, and that's it. And then we have the regular Uno, and then you have your BTS Uno, which I don't know if it has any random different rules, but
Mhm. Not really. So it has the skip Jungkook. 1 second, just so y'all can see him. If he's beautiful. Okay. Yes, I'm having home moments. I love BTS. Then we have RM with the plus 4. Um, we also have a V or Taeyang with the reverse. And then they have different type of wild cards where they have like group photos on it and stuff like that. I thought I had an empty card in here. I swear I did, but I can't find it because there is and this one includes a special rule. Pretty much where you have to do BTS dances. And I'm good on that. If y'all have ever attempted a BTS dance, then you will understand why I say I am good on that. These boys dance. And I don't have I guess the breath work to do what they do. I do not. I do not. Okay. So that's what I would say about this. That's like the only like special thing that I'm aware about for the BTS Uno, specifically. hmm hmm But I will say this is that I want to thank you so much for coming on and talking to me, Leroy, because I know you're not one to live stream, especially right now because you're doing schooling. So I really appreciate
Well,
your time for
schooling,
hopping
work,
on.
and all this mandatory OT work has had me doing.
Yeah, like so much so I think we were a couple minutes behind because we had to make sure to eat and all the in
Yeah.
betweens because the call went over to normal time because he works customer service. Um, so yeah, you gotta love it, y'all. You gotta love it. But I will be back here tomorrow, y'all, with one of my mentees. She has been underneath my guidance for 3 years now, from me doing life coaching services to us writing poetry to us now being in a mastermind together. I'm really excited to bring my friend Ray Davis. Today is her birthday. Yes, birthday, not day. Yay, birthday. It's today. And I'm excited to bring her on tomorrow so we can talk poetry, mental well being, and I might, if you guys comment what you guys want me to write a poem about, I will freestyle something live. Okay, I'm good at freestyling. It is one of my passions. Like I love creating. So that will be tomorrow. The live starts at 5 p.m. Friday Pacific time. Okay. And anything else you want to add to that? Oh, Leroy, where can they find you?
Oh, well, you guys can find me on Royal Mech TV on YouTube. Um, we'll primarily see you won't see me, but you'll see a lot of my friends from Vegas playing primarily the Digimon card game. You'll probably see few of me in it, but those are primarily videos about deck lists and construction, or if I had something pop into my head I want to talk about related to one of the card games. But primarily, it's me recording my friends as we enjoy one of our favorite card games together.
I absolutely love that. Thanks for letting us know where that we can find you. It also should be linked in the description below if you're watching this live or if you're watching this on a replay. Click the three dots to the right and go ahead and look at the description, and that's where it's linked. And also, while you're there, don't forget to like this live. It does help push me to the algorithm, so that we can continue having these awesome conversations with all of my besties, because next week, if I'm also not mistaken, y'all, I'm lining some things up. I should be having two more of my besties on this platform next week. So stay tuned by looking at the community section and don't forget to subscribe because we keep going up every day. I think I'm currently at for my following like 34,000. You guys are knocking it out the park right now, and I am so grateful. Hey Tegan, how you doing? How you doing? Hey. I see you down there. I love when you guys comment. I love saying hi to you guys. I hope you're having a great day today. Um, hmm. Oh, I also have to give you guys a makeup live, so that will also probably be Monday or Tuesday. Next week, I will let you guys know more when I know more of how my schedule is going to flow because I'm in collaborative season right now. All is well, love. All is well, swell, and dandy.
John, we
After
do
I
not.
No, we do not. I didn't here. I didn't even see that. I saw hi, I'm good. How are you? The comments go fast, y'all. I'm intentional. But yeah, all is well. Today has been a really, really good day. And yesterday was a good day. Like every day is a great day. It really is. Even if it doesn't feel like a great day, it's still a great day. And I'm thankful that I'm alive. That's what I
Yep.
can say. Is there anything you wanted to add before we close out?
Honestly, not much. Thank you guys for all your support and supporting my wife's channel. It's greatly appreciated. I enjoy watching her glow and shine, and you guys have helped make that really awesome. So thank you once again from me.
Oh, you're about to have me cry. So before I do that, I'm gonna say bye bye. I'm not gonna cry on live today. I love you guys to infinity and beyond. If no one told you today, please know that you are more than enough. I'm proud of you. I appreciate you and I love you to affinity and beyond. May you continue to have an awesome day. And bye, baby cook. Bye.
Bye bye.